Hi Scorpio, and welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Scorpio, I just thought that I would start doing the September readings. I was taking a little bit of a break from the personal readings that I'm doing at the moment from the website. And I thought it would be a really sort of good idea just to kind of start September off, start it a bit early, a little bit of a gift for you guys, because I haven't sort of been on the ball lately. I'm really, really tired, but I actually sorted this reading out the other day, and I just thought this is a wonderful reading. We have one swords cards, but I feel that this sword card is about a kind of and I get the feeling, my intuition is telling me it's kind of like an outpouring of something. Relief, because your last card is the Three of Swords, okay? But every other card is actually quite good for September. So I do see some change here, or there is some kind of good stuff coming up for us finally. And it's, when I think about a sword or a knife piercing a heart, it's like release of blood. And when blood builds up in the body, it's pressure, isn't it? But if you prick somewhere and you release the pressure, it's like a release of pressure, I feel that September is going to be, for you guys, maybe there's been something that you've been waiting on to happen. I'm seeing a lot of cards that are kind of talking about a time of waiting is over. This is what I'm seeing here for you guys. A time of waiting is over. And I'm also seeing kind of transformation happening. It's a very, very strong reading, Scorpio. Very strong. Very, very strong indeed. And I'm really pleased that this reading has come up for Scorpio, because I feel that a lot of us, a lot of Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio myself, November 18th is my birthday. So I know what it feels like to kind of be waiting for good stuff to come in. But I feel it's almost like it's might be a little bit of a gift from Saturn, you know, because we've gone through a lot of stuff. One of my subscribers wrote to me to say that when Saturn has gone out of the sign and we've endured all that you can endure, they usually leave a little gift, which they did the last time that Saturn was in my sign, our sign. But either way, I feel that September is going to be a month of kind of getting what is justly yours in a way, and kind of the universe rewarding you for something. I want to show you the general energy cards first, okay? So you know that I pulled 2 cards for your general energy and 1 card for the overall theme of the month. So pardon me if I rustle my papers. These are the notes I've been making on the reading. Let me just turn this over. Okay. So, because I was so excited, I just thought, just write down, Carol, whatever comes into your head when you see the cards. And as I turned the cards over, I thought, wow. I'm using a different, it's not a different deck. I only ever use the Rider-Waite deck, because for me, the Rider-Waite deck is very clear. The pictures are clear, and I get more kind of information from the pictures more than anything else. And it kind of fuels my intuition, if you like. But I'm using a different set of Rider-Waite today. And these are my giant Rider-Waite tarot pack. It's huge. I can't shuffle them, so I usually shuffle another set of Rider-Waites, and then I'll use these to show what cards came up on the channel. That's what I've decided to do, because shuffling these is a nightmare. They go everywhere. But anyway, let's make a start. So, please pardon me, guys. I feel really tired. I've still got loads of personal readings to do after this, actually. So your general energy is the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. See that, guys? That's your general energy for the month of September. And what 2 fantastic cards to have together, I find. You know, the 2 of Cups is really a card about partnerships. It's a card about negotiation. It's a card about union. It's a card about kind of really nice, cordial relationships, harmony, balance. This can be kind of a card of kind of reignition or reigniting something, refueling something, coming back together. of something. Something that was once torn apart is now come back together. But on the whole, it's a card about kind of partnerships, as I've just said. It is a card about partnerships, negotiation. Usually it's about love partnerships, lovers coming together, a union, commitment, that type of thing. But that's the general idea of the Two of Cups. And it's only the general idea because it's a Cups card. But looking at all the other cards, I wouldn't call this so much a love reading. I would probably call this maybe money coming in for you guys somewhere along the line. Maybe there's a contract that you're going to be signing. Maybe there's a promotion. I feel that it's something you've been waiting on. And I feel that it's going to kind of either improve your life or it's going to transform it. This is what I'm feeling here. We've got the Seven of Pentacles showing up next as your general energy for September 2015. The Seven of Pentacles is about your hard work being rewarded. That's basically the premise of the card. This guy here, if you can see that, Scorpio, is looking at what he's built up, and he has an extra pentacle on the floor. And he's thinking, do I put that pentacle there, or do I invest it into something else? This is really a card about kind of putting in work, putting effort into something and seeing a reward for your efforts. Okay? And when I look at this in conjunction with the Two of Cups, this would suggest to me some form of something maybe being offered during September to you guys. To me, it also suggests kind of like the coming together, the union of... both cards really suggest to me a reward. This is what they both suggest to me, reward. That's what's coming to me, reward. It's definitely, I feel, a partnership over money, over an investment. And that's what I'm feeling here. There is a partnership being offered, or a partnership happening within September. And often I've seen the Two of Cups when somebody is when there are talks going on between two parties. When there are talks of a connection, when there are talks of some form of partnership, commitment going on. Often to me this card comes out. And I feel that as we've got the Seven of Pentacles, this is to do with a partnership and money for you guys. Okay, so I do feel, and the card that's come up as your overall theme really kind of solidifies that for me. I'm sorry the lighting is so bad, guys. I'm recording at night, but I had to record this video because I really wanted to do it. Your investments are paying dividends. So maybe you've been working really hard at work and you're being, it's really funny because I think the August reading, no, that was somebody else actually. But anyway, this month, September coming, I feel that there will be a return on your investment. So whether that's the work that you've put into something, you're going to be rewarded for that. But I feel that it's something that you might have been holding out on, judging by the 8 cards that have come up. So as I've said, this could be a contract being signed by you guys. This could be a new partnership, for example, being offered, because sometimes the Seven of Pentacles can infer self-employment or working alone. I'm just trying to see what else I can get from the card. This is a choice for you guys as well, I feel, because the Seven of Pentacles can really infer a choice, a crossroads, not knowing whether to put your energy into one thing or to put it into the other. For some of you guys, it might be a love reading whereby you have a commitment with someone, but you're kind of reevaluating that for September. But I feel on the whole, looking at this reading, and as I said, you can apply this tarot stuff to anything or any area in your life, okay? Don't think because something comes up as all cups that it has to entirely be about love. It can be about how you emotionally connect with anything within your life, whether that's work, whether that's friends. Whatever the situation is, the cups are all about emotional connections and involvements. So there is a connection, I feel, coming up for you guys in September. and it's to do with money. It's to do with what you've invested. It's to do with some hard work that you've put in. And I feel that this is paying dividends for you guys through a partnership. So as I've said, perhaps contracts being signed maybe in September. Union. Connections. That's what I feel is the general energy. And it was kind of solidified for me by the Ace of Pentacles, which was showing up as your overall theme. The Ace of Pentacles, which lets me know that this is potentially to do with money, but it's all very practical, okay? This isn't saying, I mean, this can come up if you find a bit of money somewhere, or this card can signify winning money or something like that. But it's the Two of Cups that really kind of solidifies to me that this is more to do with gaining money through practical effort rather than you know, winning the lottery or gambling or something like that. This is through practical effort, and there are people involved that are kind of going to help you achieve something in terms of money. The Ace of Pentacles for me is about material success. It's money in the hand, okay? Money is coming to you through some avenue, okay, through September. So I feel September is going to be a good month for money for you guys. Again, this is a card about reward for effort. So sometimes we can, you know, do lots and lots of good things without even thinking about it, and then the universe decides to reward us by putting out lots and lots of good things financially. I often see this card as a blessing, Scorpio. I really love the Ace of Pentacles card. I see it as a blessing. I see it as the universe rewarding you for your hard work. The universe now paying out the dividends for the investment that you've put in, for the time, for the effort. This can also be a card about starting afresh. Okay, so, you know, maybe for some of you guys, you might be in a job, but I don't see any walking away cards as such in this. So I do feel that it might be that some of you guys are in a job and you might be waiting for a contract to be signed or a promotion or something like that. But this card definitely signifies a really good time of prosperity. As I said, reward for effort, abundance, resources becoming available to you. So it may be, if you're self-employed, guys, this Two of Cups is the partnership, is the offer of a union to do with something that you've invested in, something that you've wanted to come off. And the Seven of Pentacles is often about waiting for something to come off. If this shows up in an outcome position, for example, a money situation or whatever situation, I suppose it's a very, very good omen. It's a very good sign, because it means that you're going to actually be getting what you want. It will pay off. This Ace of Pentacles as your overall theme is also about promotions, new jobs, career changes, a rise. It's also a card about being in the right place at the right time. So everything I feel is kind of synchronized for you guys in September. So this reading, yeah, I really feel that this is in September. There is some contract being signed. There is some kind of commitment or union going on, but it's based around your work, I feel. Whether you're self-employed or employed, or if you're not employed, then I feel that if you've been putting out lots of applications for jobs, then your ships are about to come in. Let's have a look at your other cards then. We have the Judgment card first. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Yet again, another Pentacle card. Now, Judgment for me is about liberation. Look at those two cards there. It's about liberation. It's about... whenever I look at the Judgment card, this is about a decision that has been made on something. Because... and it's funny, because I was speaking about waiting for something for you guys in September. And this Judgment card shows people who have been asleep or dead or dormant for a very, very long time. They've not realised just how dormant they've been. But this card essentially is about awakening something, okay? It's about kind of being alerted to something, being woken up, okay? It's about conclusions, it's about rewards for effort, it's about second chances. But essentially, this is about an opportunity to kind of start over again as well. And coupled with this Knight of Pentacles, this is like progress card, okay? The Knight is very reliable, he's steady, he's sturdy, he's very kind of methodical, practical, okay? He doesn't take shortcuts like your Knight of Wands, okay? He literally goes through the proper channels for everything, okay? This is a card of financial improvement as well, okay? But it's also a card about determination to get to a goal. So I feel looking at those two cards, this is a period in September of a rebirth, of something that you were waiting for now happening, a decision being made on it. And I feel that these two cards are saying progress is going to be made within September. After a waiting period, we now see progress being made, okay? Decisions being settled. And I feel that this is going to kind of transform you, because it's so interesting how I had these two cards together. We have the Hermit and also the Fool. Put it around the wrong way. So these cards for me are very different in their in the way that they are. These two characters are very different. It's almost like, when I look at the two cards, look at this card here. The Hermit is in rags. He's in some old grey cloak. And he's carrying a staff and he's looking down at the ground. This is what I noticed with the Hermit. He looks down at the ground. He doesn't look at the light though. This is what I always notice about this card. He doesn't look at the light. He doesn't look at what's staring him in the face. He's always looking down at the floor in quiet contemplation. But for me, sometimes the Hermit doesn't know exactly what's in front of his face. He doesn't know the answers that have actually been there all along. Okay? He's so wrapped up in himself a lot of the time, I find, with the Hermit. But essentially for me, when I look at this card, I see someone who is... I'm sorry, my notes have just dropped. I see someone who essentially is introspective. He's retreated from the world, if you like. Okay? But I also see someone who lacks fun. And I feel that with progress being made, it's almost like, because the Knight of Pentacles is facing the Hermit. Can you see that? So progress is coming for the Hermit. Someone who has been kind of... And even though the Hermit is represented by Virgo, I don't feel it matters. Okay? Because I feel that any of you guys... And again, what I'm noticing through this reading is a waiting period. This is what I notice. I always look for... in the readings, I always look for what is the pattern of the cards. And I always notice how the cards kind of speak. It's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is saying to the Hermit, your waiting is over. And it's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is handing this pentacle to the Hermit. The Hermit for me is a waiting card as well, because when we see the Hermit, this is a card about going into yourself, meditating, taking time out, thinking about things. So it's almost like you're going inward to resolve a situation. But something is being offered to the Hermit, the pentacle. It's almost like something that the Hermit has been waiting for is now being offered. And it's funny because the Hermit is the older and more mature version of the Fool. If you look at the Fool and look at how, if you look at the Fool's journey, The Fool doesn't have any wisdom as such, if you were to look at it as a card on its own. He just lives for fun, and he's a risk taker, and he doesn't care. But the Hermit cares. The Hermit has learnt lots of lessons through being the risk taker, and he's made lots of mistakes. And now he's gone through a time of reflection. You look at the Hermit here, his staff is buried solidly into the floor. Can you see his staff there? Buried solidly. And it's almost like he's resting his head on it because he feels quite weary. So maybe some of you guys have been feeling weary of waiting for something to happen. But the Knight of Pentacles is your goal card, really. You get that in a reading, and it's a very good card to get in a reading, especially when it's in an outcome position. And as this is a future reading for September, this I would class as the Knight of Pentacles saying something is being delivered to you now. And it's funny how we have the Fool after this card. We have the Fool card. Now, what I noticed with this reading, Scorpio, is how interesting it is that the Hermit comes before the Fool. Because really, if we were to look at it kind of in the way, if we were to form a story about the two characters, we would think the Fool goes on a journey, but he comes back more knowledgeable with the Hermit. But it's almost like the Hermit has been in a time of suspension, in a time of thinking, deep thought. And now he's being offered something that is going to help release him. And when the Hermit is released from feeling old, from feeling tired, from this period of waiting, because the Knight of Pentacles has offered him something here that will relieve him of his time of waiting, that's when we find that we have the Fool. I feel that you guys are going to be feeling refreshed in September, because I feel there's some release going on here, and we definitely see this within the Judgment card. There is a release, and we definitely see it within the Seven of Pentacles. There is a release again. The Seven of Pentacles often represents that if we put our money into something, stock, shares, bonds, whatever it is, then you will actually receive the dividends. The dividends are going to pay out on that. So it's a card of liberation again. A liberation from a time of waiting for something to happen. Seven of Pentacles, liberation. Knight of Pentacles, liberation. Judgment card, liberation. The Fool, liberation. A time of waiting is over, I feel, in September for you guys. And I feel that this time of waiting that we see very strongly within the Hermit, when the Hermit is offered the solution, the way out of feeling old and tired and burdened somewhat with the weight of his thoughts, we find that the Hermit transforms back into the Fool. So he no longer feels old and worn. These are the garments of someone who has been through much in his life. They're old, they're grey, they're scraggly. He's kind of let himself go a little bit because he's been under a burden, I believe. But his burden has been released with the Knight of Pentacles. The maturing of something, something coming in, feeling release. Which then allows the Hermit to feel young again and feel good about himself again. He no longer holds the staff in front of his head and leans on it. He no longer looks down to the ground in contemplation. But what he now does is he feels free. He's been released from his shackles. His staff is now on his shoulder, and he feels ready to take on the world again. So that's what I was talking about, Scorpio, with this reading. It's very, very interesting, and I love it. Absolutely love this reading. Very, very much so. Some readings flow. There's only one card that kind of threw me a little bit, but I feel that I know what it's about. This month, guys, sorry, September, guys, I feel that a moment of waiting is over for you guys. You're going to get some answer on something, and it's going to kind of release you from whatever it was that you're feeling or enduring. I feel that you'll get an answer, whether that's a new job, whether that's money coming in, whatever it is. There is a return on the effort. It's almost like the universe is rewarding you. As I said, when Saturn leaves the sign, he leaves a big gift. So it's almost like the Ace of Pentacles is saying that this is the big gift that the universe is actually sending to you. We also have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is often a card about exploration. So maybe you guys are going to be travelling somewhere in terms of work, or you're going to be venturing out into a new terrain, new territory. I keep dropping my notes everywhere and it's getting on my nerves. One moment. This card is about success in a venture that is quite young. It can be about ships coming in, but they're quite slow to come in. It's not like your Three of Wands where it's kind of literally immediate sort of thing. This can be about a partnership. As I've said, it can be about travel to do with work. But more than anything, this is about a really good sort of harmonious business partnership. This card is also about material stability. And again, efforts being rewarded. But again, I notice on this card, it's about freedom. This man has a globe in his hand. And he's saying, the world is my oyster. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is all about apprenticeship, education, starting something new. You could be turning a talent or a hobby into something that makes a lot of money for you guys, potentially. New responsibilities. So I feel that coupled with this Eight of Pentacles, this Two of Wands is telling me that you guys are going to be taking some new venture within your workplace. There's an exploration of something within your workplace going on for September. Sorry guys, I've gone quiet again because I'm looking at the cards. Some of you guys, this could be something to do with going to college maybe. But I think for a lot of you guys, this is primarily maybe to do with work. Or it could simply be having something financial come in that's going to relieve you of something. But you're going to be feeling fresh and you're going to be feeling good, I feel, in September. Because there's going to be a release of something. The final two cards we have are the Ten of Cups. And this is the card that threw me next door to it. The Three of Swords. Usually that Three of Swords is connected with pain, upset. But I really feel that with this Ten of Cups, this is a card of completion or nearing a completion stage. It's about contentment, feeling good. Success is just within reach. Peace, stability. Achieving what you have been waiting for. And it's funny, this is all waiting for something to materialise, and it does in September. And I feel that this Three of Swords, when I look at this card, I don't worry about it too much, to be honest with you, because the other cards are so good, so good. I feel that this is an outpouring of pressure that has built up during a waiting time. That's what I feel this Three of Swords is saying next to this Ten of Cups. There is pressure being released. That's what I feel that this card is. So just to recap on your reading, Scorpio, September 2015, I feel a waiting period is coming to an end. I feel that for some of you guys, it could be promotions, it could be a new job, it could even be a new relationship. But I feel that the overall theme for the month is kind of new beginnings financially, money in the hand, blessings from the universe financially, I would say. But this is all on a very practical level, you understand. Judgment, Knight of Pentacles for me says something that has been taken a while to come to fruition now does. Okay, something that has been really quiet for a while and you probably didn't know what was going on. There is a completion on that. With the Fool card, it suggests to me that you may have gone through quite a considerable time maybe of waiting for something to happen. But the goal is there for you. It's being offered from the Knight of Pentacles to the Hermit. And this starts you on a journey of feeling a lot better about yourself, because we have the Fool card here. The Hermit has taken off his old rags and taken the staff down from his head and put it over his shoulders in a very kind of carefree, happy way. So something releases you from some form of pressure. The Two of Wands, new business venture, partnerships, the world in your hand, feeling free, early signs of success. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard. I feel that this may take place within a work environment, guys. And finally, we have the Ten of Cups. Happiness, contentment, pretty much nearing your goal. And the Three of Swords for me suggests, oopsie daisy. Three of Swords for me suggests a release of pressure. So maybe the pressure of waiting for something, there's a release on that. I wouldn't read this as a bad card within the reading, to be honest with you. That's what my intuition tells me. Because everything else is so good, Scorpio. So I would read that card as being Three of Swords, a release of pressure. You can see the holes in the heart here. Release of blood. Releasing the pressure. Maybe they're releasing a heavy heart over a waiting period that has now come to an end for you guys. I just want to drag out one moment. Stay there, guys. Oh, sorry about that. I just went off to get my Angel Tarot cards. I just want to get some confirmation from and I'm going to do a Law of Attraction card as well, Scorpio. So I just want to see what the angels say, what they can kind of confirm for us within the reading. So angels, can we just have some clarification on this reading for Scorpio, please, for September of 2015? What can you add to it? I've already done the reading, and I feel it's about Scorpios being released from a waiting period. They're getting some good stuff coming for September. A gift from the universe. This is what I feel is coming up. It's going to release some pressure that they've been feeling. So what do you have to say, angels? Can you just give us some clarification on what you feel truly is being said within this reading, please? Some clarification, please, angels. What other advice can you give to Scorpios for September 2015, please? Let's see what this comes up with. Ten of Air. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. And that's a brilliant card to get within the angel reading. So there is a release happening here. The end of a difficult situation. So the difficult situation could be a weight that you've endured. Okay? Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. So let's have a look. Maybe you guys are leaving something behind with the Three of Swords. Maybe there is a separation. Maybe this is a change of job within September. It says the situation has ended. Fortunately, endings are always followed by new beginnings. You may feel sadness over what has transpired mixed with welcome relief. It's time to walk away and embrace the dawning of a new day. Expect your circumstances to improve. It may be time to change your career. Perhaps you've completed a long-term project or have decided to pursue other employment. Don't put limits on what wonderful things the universe can bestow. Cast your net wide and see what fantastic opportunities you might catch. Additional meanings of this card: nowhere to go but up, recovery from an addiction, and melodramatic reaction. So I feel that there is some ending happening here, but I feel that the ending is potentially a waiting time for something is over. Okay? This could be a new job for some of you guys, a new partnership, a new negotiation over something. But it's good because the universe is saying the Ace of Pentacles. that this is a gateway to success for you during the month of September. Okay. Maybe some of you guys have felt trapped in something, and this is why we have the Hermit card here. But now there is freedom with the Fool. It could be that the ending is with the Three of Swords, potentially. But at the same time, this is a release of pressure at the same time. So maybe something that's been pressurising you, there'll be a release from that in September. But I don't believe that you'll be out of pocket if it is a job, because we do have this Ace of Pentacles here. Okay. Let's have a look what the Law of Attraction cards have to say about this as well. I just want to see what the Law of Attraction cards are going to tell us. Okay. So universe, what else can you add to this reading for Scorpio for September 2015? What else can you add to this reading for Scorpio in 2015? What else can you add to this reading for Scorpio 2015? What can you see coming up for Scorpio September 2015? One card wants to come out. Ooh, what's this one? Let me just have a look in my book. Judgment, renewal. That's what the Law of Attraction card says. Judgment, renewal. Let's read this one. If you want to make a drastic change in your life, find the courage to take a risk, dusting off old dreams that you have abandoned. So again, this is about a time of renewal, a time of change for you guys. That's what I'm seeing here. So be prepared for September, guys. There's something really good coming up for you guys. This is a reward from the universe. Okay? This is the waiting period for something is now over. And it's going to release you from some tension that you've been feeling, okay? Three of Swords could be a separation of somewhere that you are in at the moment, or it could simply be just a release of pressure. But whatever it is, it's going to make you feel free and it's going to make you feel renewed. Whatever this waiting time, this waiting period is that has potentially built up a lot of pressure with you, there will be an end to that because we have the Ten of Air in the angel cards. Okay, that's your reading, Scorpio, for September. 2015. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining me, and I will speak to you really soon. Take care.